Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We are going to be talking about salary progression just so that I can show you guys what mine has been since I joined the workforce in 2016. I have been in the workforce for around 8 years. Right out of college, I jumped kind of straight into my industry and I work in the research industry. So those are the parameters that you should keep in mind when you hear a certain progression that you may or may not have seen in your own career or salary journey. And if you're new here, my name is Bo. I live in Seattle. I'm 31 years old and I like to talk about money, personal finance, my goals, my achievements, as well as a little bit of lifestyle and productivity content. So if you are into that type of thing, please stick with me, subscribe, like, and relax, and we will get right into the video. All of my jobs have been research jobs, and my first job right out of college was in 2016. And as you guys know, the economy was doing pretty good at that time. And my first job paid $40,000 gross. And after taxes, net, I was getting $30,000 a year. So I was getting paid bi-weekly every 2 weeks. And each check was $1,250. So my total monthly income was $2,500. I didn't have any insurance. I didn't pay for insurance. I didn't pay for any retirement that wasn't offered at my first job. And I just tried to keep every penny that I could to myself, basically. So that job lasted from 2016 to 2017, I think around 10 months, which is great because no insurance. My first job right out of college in 2016, $40,000 gross. When I moved to my second job, it was in the same industry and I got a bump of $5,000. So when I went to my second job, I was there for almost 3 years. I was there from 2017 until 2020. My salary ranged between $45,000 and $48,000. It was a little bit more hands-on, working with a lot of data, not necessarily data science, but just data managing. You're just managing a lot of data in databases, making sure that it's making sense, making sure that it's conformant, and that it's just matching what is in the primary source. So it wasn't the hardest job, but there were some aspects that were a little bit difficult. You do deal with doctors, different personalities, you work in a team setting, you have hard deadlines. It was a good start. It was at a hospital as well. And a lot of hospital jobs, they are a good start to your career if you are trying to progress in research or even go into biotech or tech in your later years. Job 3 was a bit of a lateral move. I had a lot of the same responsibilities until later on in job 3 when I did get a promotion, which came with a little bit more money. So job 3 was the same job. I still dealt with data, a lot of entry for data in databases, making sure that things made sense and that they were conformant, as well as meeting deadlines, working with a team. And eventually I was promoted to kind of supervising the people that did that job, right? So because I had been doing it for, I guess, 3 years now, I was pretty well versed in the data entry, as well as just kind of making sure that things made sense, right? The conformity of it. So I did end up getting a promotion at job 3, and it did raise my salary. So I worked at this job from 2020 until 2021. It was a weird time during that time. You guys know, from January 2020 until honestly, even today, some things still have just not been the same since. I worked at this job for about 1 year and 6 months, and my salary ranged from $49,000 to $63,000. And it was 49 when I was, making that lateral move. I did get a $1,000 raise, but I didn't have to move across the country. So really, I didn't win in that situation. This job, I think, was one of the hardest just because the amount of work, the amount of change, the socioeconomic happenings around the world, as well as the global health situation that we were dealing with in 2020. it just made it kind of worse. The only saving grace was that I did move to a place with lower cost of living than my start, but still the pay was just not up to par at first. So the range of pay for this job, for job number 3, $48,000 to $63,000. And, even after I got that promotion, I think I was kind of ready to jump into industry. I had been working in a semi-academic setting for all of those years, and I think it was time for me to make that jump into industry and to really, delve deeper into my career, just to see a little bit of growth and development in my skill set as well as my salary. My current job, I've been working since 2021, and the salary progression for my current job was $75,000 to $92,000. It's a very steep progression from 40,000 gross to 92,000 gross. That is $52,000 increase in my salary. But over 8 years, is that a big increase? I mean, you guys can tell me, right? There are people who make 80, 90 right out of college. My journey didn't go that way. So just know that all of the videos that you've been seeing of me, saving and having a 6-figure net worth and, all of the stuff that I do have invested, just know that it didn't come quickly. It took me almost a decade. And I'm still not necessarily where I want to be. That is my salary progression. My current job is in industry, and it's really hard. With more money comes more responsibility and so forth. So what do I see now in the future? What are my goals when it comes to my salary? What do I want to progress to when it comes to my salary? That's a good question that I don't know, because right out of college, I would think to myself, making $50,000 would be all I needed, right? I never had a goal of making 6 figures when I first got into the workforce. But I also want to be happy at my job. I want to have a good work-life balance. So my current goal, I guess, what I'm working on right now is just cultivating what I already have in my current role, just expanding my knowledge, making sure that I do become a subject matter expert in what I do, and just getting to a good spot to where I am comfortable leading as well as teaching people when needed, right? That is my current goal in terms of salary. 6 figures, I think, is that sweet spot, at least for me. Just want to see where my skills can take me financially, basically. I don't have this super high salary goal that I'm aiming for. I just know that when I do go to new jobs, I don't want to move backwards. So that is basically where I'm at when it comes to what I want for my future. I want to know in the comments a few things. I want to know what field you guys work in. I want to know what your progression was, how you feel about this video, how you resonate with it. If there's anything that was helpful to you, please let me know below. And if you have any comments or criticism, please let me know that as well. We love to have conversations down in the comments, and I look forward to hearing what you guys think about, the economy, this work, just finding jobs, period, especially with things being so crazy right now, right? So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.